Hey guys, today we're going to be making a window pop-up card, and this is what it looks like. So let's get started. So the first thing is a piece of cardstock, 10 by 5, and you're going to score it in the middle. And then to cut the window, the size of square that I used is 3 by 2, and what you'll do is just center it in the middle, and then once you get it centered in the middle, you'll take your cutter, and then we're just gonna cut all the way around, and then we'll have our window. So we have that piece. Then we're going to need, of course, if you want to use the color, you can just use this piece that is already cut out of your card, which is a 3 by 2. So you'll need one of these. And then we're also going to need a 3.5 by 2.5. And I'm going to use mine like so. And then we're going to need 3 pieces that are 4.5 by 4.5. And I want to put 2 with the windows. So if you just, same thing, put your square, your 2 by 3 square, you'll put it in the center, draw a line, and then what I do after I draw my line, I actually snip a little bit and then cut my square out. So you'll need 2 of these. You'll also, if you want to put, when I have a window, I like to put the clear window. If you want one of these, it's also 3.5 by 2.5 is what I made this to be, a little bit bigger than this. And then I want a border around my window. So what I did is I took my 3.5 piece and my 3 by 2 piece. I centered it in the middle, and then I cut it out and got 2 borders. And of course on Design Space, all you do is do same way, 3.5 by 2.5, and then take the smaller one, which is 3 by 2, center it, and then hit slice. And you want 2 of these again, 2 of the windows. Okay, we're going to make our mechanism next, and I just wanted to have it here so you can see what it looks like. But I also want to show you how you're going to do it if you want to do it, cut it yourself and not use Design Space. So we want our square to be 4 1/4 inches long and 4 5/8. Then you'll get that cut out, and once you have that cut out, we're gonna have 2 cut lines. This cut line and this is a cut line. That's the only 2 cut lines. The rest of them are all score lines. So our first cut line, we're going to start up here, is going to be 3 inches. We're going to mark it at the 3-inch line, and it is 3 5/8 inches long. And then our other line is 3 inches long, and we're going to position it at the 3 5/8 line. So we're going to go 3 5/8 inches down and draw that. Each of these Score lines on this side over here are all the same size. They measure 1 1/4 inches. So the first one, and they'll all could be positioned on the 3-inch line. We're going to go down a 1/2 inch and draw a line. The next one, we're going to position it at 1 1/8 inch and draw a line. And then the next line, we're going to position it at 2 1/2 inches and draw a score line. And then the last one, we're going to position at 3 1/4 and draw a line. Then for the slanted lines, couldn't think what that was called for a minute. Each of these are 1 3/8 inches long. So what I would do is just from this corner to here, find where the 3/8 ends, and then draw this first line, and then just turn and slant it, and then draw this line, and it should meet up perfectly. And then you'll take your scissors and you're gonna cut on the 2 cut lines, and then we'll have our mechanism, and it should look like this with all your score lines that you've done. First, I'm gonna score my card. Okay, so this one that I don't have a hole in, I'm going to put it here. So let's go ahead and just get that glued on. Okay, and for this one, what I'm gonna do is position my clear piece, the acetate, and get it put on here before I lay this. So I think what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of tape around the edge, and then pull it up and put it down. I think that would be the easiest way. And I find with the plastic window that if you use tear and tape, it sticks so much better than with glue. And it doesn't matter how we position it because it's going to be covered up. So our next thing I'm going to do is take our piece with the window in it, and I'm going to go ahead and put my little border around it. So let's glue that down. Okay, so we got that glued on. Now all we do is take this piece and line it up with your window and put her down. Now what I am going to do, because of this area where the window is at, I am going to put a little tear and tape on top of the plastic. There we go, we got that window on. Now we just need to do the front window. We don't have the plastic, we just have to put this rim on the square and then put it down. So let's get that done. There we go. So we got that much done. Now let's work on the mechanism. So you should have your mechanism all cut out, and every single one of these score lines that we have on here are going to be mountain folds. So we just need to get those scored. So all of your lines should be up in mountain, like a mountain. And then the same with these two score lines that go diagonal. You're going to want to also put those where they are in a mountain position. I'm going to use tape, but we're going to need tape on this triangle, just the little small triangle. And then the next place we're going to want tape is on our tab here. And then our next place we're going to want tape is in just this first square after your little tab. So we should have tape in our little flap, tape in our first square, and tape in the triangle. Now what we're going to do is turn it over like so and fold the little flap down, and we're going to fold this to it, and it should line up. If it doesn't, it's okay, just crease it down and it will be fine. Because on mine, for some reason, my score line is a little off, but it's okay, I promise you it's going to work. So let's go ahead and take this tape off. And again, we're just wanting this line to come up to this line and put our flap down. And if you have a little where it's not even, just fold it down. Because my score line it was off for some reason, I guess when I folded it, but it will be fine. So it should end up looking like so. Okay, so now we're going to take our card, and on the inside of our card we're going to take our mechanism and the corner with the tape. So what we're going to do is line this up somewhere along our fold line. We don't want it in the fold line, but just close to it. But you can check to make sure, because your mechanism is going to end up being like this, so you know where you want your square. Make sure it's hitting somewhere within the window, and see, it is. So you just want to check, and if you're good with that, then just take your tape off, and we're just going to position it. That's about where I put mine, and we can check, and yep, it's in our window. And so now what we're going to do is, if your tape is not, that's here, is not there, we want to push it up so we see it. So if it's down like so, push it up so we can see it. And then what we're going to do is take the tape off of this. So we got our tape off, we have it folded on our line, and we're just going to fold our card over. And we should have this. Okay, these are just the little things that I've added to my card. This is the card that we are going to put on our mechanism on the inside. And then also the only other thing that I've done is I cut me out an additional set of these two pieces of paper, and then it's this one is 3 by 2, and the next one under it is 3.5 by 2.5, and then I just put a little hammer and some nails on it, and then I just snip the corners. Take the tape off. What I would do to make it easier is line it up in your window, and if that's how you want it to set, then just shut the card. I want mine over just a little bit. I just only want to see my baby blue. There we go. So I'm good with that, so I'm just going to shut my card. And there we have it. You are too terrific. I don't know if y'all can see that. And I did a bolt and 2 nuts. And the only other thing that I'm going to do, I do believe, is add my little square over here where you can write a sentiment. And I'm just going to use glue for that. Alright, there we go, guys. We did it. We finished it. We created a cute little pop-up card, and we can do so many different things with it. I think it turned out really cute. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.